I'm watching be more car by my deba so no so about my pounds ma edu safe and also a feed I am more car Bijam pensem na ne bre asono se ne ne da no yesi nkonwa e dia bedwafo eba mpanifo a wonimu de na wo men eda wo makoma so e kire wo madwen e ma etimi de boa mo men etimi ekonanim fa ne ntuma pefra se ne be a yenso ebeja ho de ama nchirima ma da chi wo mababu edin papa se yana nanu ye bi to aso ebre o moja ni ye no yenso edu yeso no ya e bia ba beto aso mi di kaba penifo ana no pe ni omo atenase ya enkomo no ye de brewo miaute yensa nifa so ne ho awura akwan na skwansa ye mrahye bedwani de man fanseman obeni mo achi ye nia era afinsu no ye brapa ana ye nua pani owura osai bonsu amo a fidi oba so acha papa apa tene nkache aburi mrahye bedwani obeni mo akwa hey say ya kwa south ah
it used to be a breeze
say hono na Equatorial Guinea ambassador on the contest in papa akwa ye to nkache
so ya mitimu ni me yakoso
minim za anaba isambe sa na yadwen ho wo man adwendwen ho adwendwen kro ya teacherfo de omo pen omo chalk lesson notes hwan TLM bibia de egu ho se akatua ne adwuma ho nsensem no ye betimi ama akade a bebo ama adwuma no etimi akoyie no nkoyie ntino wo mo de omo adwuma no de ato aka ne de nka bi aka bete sinagras for no mpe strike ko na atefo de omo agim era no peye nsori susu a tewufo na twetwe mu ombo kokko se wo mo susu ahwe om de ho beka ho ene ye nsori ne enti a tewufo susu wo mo so de omo agi strike no kai hunu senso enra National Labour Commission for enso e de nanso 7 days and e de ama Fair Wages and Salaries Commission ene a teacher for nkabom kwa hodo mienu a ne itewufo abeka ama emiensen wo mo ntenase no mo fa hye nto ho na wo mo nsan o machi na wo mo nsan o machi enko classroom na wo mo nko kirade ho asem te sen eno asoma ebidi hu komo sisi a na afi amanyo semu nso no nanado so a lawyer so a lawyer Justice Pegam nsem so da so ha ruakwa me kufu se papa no ye working contradiction presby moderator assemble no okoka de fa akwantu kronkron a Christopher beko e Jerusalem na se empaibo se ye akwansira adwumadi ho asem quickly yenko nagras for ni nkobisa o mo se enra nhyamu soronko koso Labour Commission dia to monim se 7 days Omoni Fair Wages and Salaries Commission for Internase. Ura Christian Depoku Dwomtenani edema National Association of Graduate Teachers. You trying to offer Nagrat. Obenya Depoku ano pay watching.
Mejoso.
That's me pacho you. Aye. Yemi so na enra na ye de say ye de ni di asem ye chi hwehwea. Labour Commission for say wo mo ne mo atenase ma wo maka kire mo se money Fair Wages for nkotenase na monye nhihye se ne be ya announcement ntemo no asem ebetimi aka wie na mbetimi akọ classroom akọ kira de yenim se mo anso mo de nsem bi atodwa asem mo hwani mu se aban ne mpanifo timi ehu bibi dia ene ka de kira mo betimi akọ kire ebesi sabre mo strike ehwo asem akosi sei
yo mi da se bebre na mechia watiefo nyina na mazse tikafo ho nsem so hia mo na abrebia mo di akire na no question no ayisia wo National Labour Commission ye de yensem tuja ma omo mwaka nyina so bi at na sem tuja na eventually no National Labour Commission akase enne omo de enkrata bebre na ensem a asisi ponyina na omo ye hu bebi omo de atoto na afi no efri ho no ye hu de ebeye na actually ho no omo ka wo fe yenko na within 7 days yenko negotiate yenfa results mbra and I be munso no omo ka say the teachers should call off their strike na the umu ene say the umu ne say sisiano body kese ana teacher for ekuo no omo body bi e fe no say councils any shia and na omo take his decision no and na yen na ye execute his decision no na council no my mandate fie nko ne nko je ne be specifically enfamra na ye call yen sa nima ni yen san kai nti it makes it difficult say yen sa ka sa nima ni nyina dia e ma ye hu kwan say yen as national officers no itimi ejina ho ne call off the strike na enam say yinya sa nima no we still have to go and tell the body that directed the strike to go on no say in the National Labour Commission Act there the two body nani movie body ne be hwehwem na so movie na say omo fi say I was say yeah abide by the directive we will go ahead with it the obekachire bia and we will come and tell Ghanaians
ti sebetwase ya na sa nkutahudie nyina bekoso e wo nanso na Labour Commission for the amamu no
sanity yeah sebia early next week because Labour Commission for Qatar and Nyamaye ho in the sebia early next week ebitimi ehia esa meeting no ye nagat for be ye de not for be your modie evia two unions no be hia na ya kadwe na bom na fe de wo se ye di fie bia na ye di asi na fe ye hu ba bia ye di ye ni behwe
but obetimi aka se enra san hyemude e course no na eye fruitful e che se environment ni kwan anankasa ne koso no arehemu wo ho se anidaso wo ho se ensem yi betimi to betimi atwa.
Oh, no, for the first time, I must confess in my experience as a union leader, no, and National Labour Commission, they were frank on the issues and they tried to put things in their right perspective. At the end of it all, no results will be in free meeting, no mumma. They will only facilitate meetings. I was a cost. Clear say do maybe a employers no questions me and then you could see the frustration of Fair Wages and Salaries Commission and GES near day. If it's a do maybe no, now we even needed Minister of Finance at the place and so on, but the right people to take certain decisions were not there. And Labour Commission there, they can only facilitate. They are not the people who hold the pens. And the main conclude authoritatively say you're so fruitful. And I mean to me, I say, are you fruitful? To us, they did their best as referees. But then, I help or resolve issues immediately.
Ni chatwo bra moda ho motifie na motiatwen no so he koso terminal exams na afi wase no so beba so ni ade ni atie ne se terminal exams no de mo se benefo so mo kwakofa national service for normal ba supervision enso so mo so mo ye de anya ade a mo be mark no cresa
cover no cresa say you guarantee the integrity of examination. Normally the terminal exams the teacher for not 30 questions na go there obi na type of questions no omo via normally the teacher for no per time no more come no more say questions ni nyina errors be nim the errors will more correct no and san and kwadana transfer. That's the first thing. And secondly, no supervision. Yes, if you are now working now to be supervised. There are techniques here also with me. Say, if you are you going to stand in front of the children and now at the back of the class? Now, see how are you going to make sure say and the integrity of the examination is very important to us. Now, say you need the right people are more invigility. You go said in previous obi anyimanu sibone e kofa drivers ni conservancy laborers near they said omombra be invigilate examination. Yeah, they believe say the integrity of the examination cannot be guaranteed. And say almost on the koswaya omunye but ye mumu the exam to be on the conduct on that time yeah was strike imu no. We are not in a position to mark.
Omo mark o ma de.
In the drivers near the normal, as a more teacher for you may. In the teacher for the honor, the drivers being vigilate here. The teacher for the honor, the drivers should go ahead and mark.
As some of the kind of now, more cost striking now, my penny crowded to monim so. Come on, some watching among call a bra and Casaygu so a cost one on a reshimu or so president in Casa and I say, man, tin papa, man, as super much you are so.
Yo, me that's it, me pacho, me say the two Ghana for you and him say, o man penny nagrat for you bunupa, not nagrat for but teacher for you no. Ye poor man penny pa, you see a papa penny no, no, man. ne mu no niema ekoso no me gidi se eniwa bi se dan to ye papa president no ankasa frɛ ye de ba ne fie e ma ye ne chief of staff betna Africa sai minim de na fini kwanti ono amu antimi amabi but eventually no eniwa bi na wote to ye no to ye nti well said the amount for ka say what said that afre akatre say yen call it off me ade no officially no yenya official correspondence via from the president himself say bia mon call it off ya fitted TVB or any ade and so the way the wa be just say issues are yet very serious like this so we say on the kasa he will formally inform you. He won't go to the press and tell you say this is what I want to do. He will formally inform, either writing to you, calling you, or maybe sending you an email, anything. Yeah, a direct correspondence between you and that person. We have not received anything like that. We respect our president, and we hope that he will do his best to make sure that we don't just massage the problem. We don't just force the teachers back to classroom, but then we will nip the problem in the bud.
Obana de boku ye bedo ase ne de si ha na asem ba kwa obi akra send text na obi sa na no pay ni se enti sa na dodo a matena fie a mo anko kira de aban so otie fi mo akatua mu a mo be yeden.
Well, I will not be in a position to answer, but the maker say enu nyina no be kire the position that the kind of respect or minor woman teachers vis-a-vis other public sector workers. You compare a near maybe a teacher for every say moral, you come moral, and never be brain and map, and be moral to me costro. Issues about how it is handled by government and the public vis-a-vis other public sector workers. Teachers are not the first people in this country to go on strike. And how have they handled all strikes that have taken place in the public service? And how are they going to handle teachers' strike? It will inform us in our position and our motivation to teach our children in future.
If you cross politics and ya famu so a demoyo.
Nagrat dauka krakai. Nini is a teacher for a one nagrat munina a PNC ana NTP ana UN whatever. A yet depending parties in the the Hundan for more rise the political figures in both political parties, major political parties in our country. And it's not a matter of politics, a matter of principle, a matter of bread and butter. Teachers say, these are the things going on and you see the name form. And a dream maybe na Muma insult, Muma 37 billion need a teacher for Achem Wabra, you paint picture, they don't really think well. Say the politics na Emma Omoye the Omoye instead say you better share the problem one can say that was say teachers are not being fairly treated in the ongoing salary dispensation. And only idea was here first. If we need to teach for any case near then we have a point to say whatever we want to say.
Yo. Rocky say adepo kwa no pay da se papa ani chichimu a ode abre. Yo. Nagrat Jomtreni Ora Christian adepoku ena yetene nka no mti nsam no ora obi ama mesha se influence na strike de enya de foforo aban ko mo apenso strike ni ade Nagrat fu kura mo ko obi ma mo TV kura fi o marketua mu ni ade nti we nye first time a wo mo akọ strike but o hwe niema a wo mo kan no a I say wo munyina so no ena ya na ya manfo peso mu hu say DNT and omukọ strike where omaka category 2 and 3 allowances mental maintenance ni ade so as we start kan no enye ne na ya abidu bebi edu sise ya ma omo nanso ni ade utie ni nkasa mu a ade se ni da so ho ma se strike eso betimi atwa ma ye ma no omatimi anya omo adwen patimi atro so yetimi atwa omo ade so
yo kabame dasi mirika mechi tifo
omo joso
na American say strike ya bad this time areho in a sense say for teachers need there everything is timing o ma time ma say e benya effect na o say nya no if you say ngofo ba be tron so he me tie say me baka ho bi a ba be tron fourth year final year wasi exams enti omnim say time we no mo ya ebetime nya effect na o say nya no na me hwemu dia em say aban side nso ebia communication ankoso ye communication ankoso ye ni say right from beginning single spine president for breso a o kan say you take commissioner the single spine pay policy by aban ba so no May 2009 and omni organized labor ni other groups here and omo nya agitu mu say omo betwen so na implementation no started January 2010 then so intima so started by July 2010 na so far ni amehu onyina mu ni say yama say single spine salary structure no yama na kwete say dan a the ketiantumu na eba but that was not the rationale behind it rationale is say ya hwe say ba bi obi so bia to no yede to ba yakoma ni yekoye say yede ko single spine pere nke so obenya sika first group Adom to so police for esi behwe salary sangofo nya say aye triple aye double sergeant class say ogisin university lecturer yede propaganda sa anti so bia say so dia monfam ko single spine so na me so me kwaji me dey as we speak now aban say 97.7% mom dey ko single spine so now share this year budget mu a statements aban aye no che say problem we no na nam kwan so ba one aban say single spine no more expect say a day rationalization and I said do baby obi also toto if say na ashas here say obi o master's degree no cha there ebia obi o diploma no wo institution bi mu but then am so wo say institution or diploma no o gisin obi o masters rationalization is say enfo bia antu na wo say na experience ni qualification kwa kwakodu now share this year budget ma aban say akatua na yatua ma say don't mean to bio abro no so wage bill no revenue no akosra ama say oga so odi achi a ene kro no begu ana o man bebo number 2 abaji atun say sa single spine pay policy no onwie we onwie ne say aka rationalization standardization our categories B 2 and 3 especially health sector and educational sector and affect you kese number 2 for be premium market so our premium market no some dey interim one buy no e say no more be nti say kwado omo twintwan so enti say aban nim say budget march say na obeka I was expecting say bianca say our groups say be affect omo yi ono ma di nkita ho na ono ma ni sa nkita ho na aka say e bia du di yentumi nkobio yentwintwan so na ye kra ye kan say single spine the 5 years na be ye na ya rashi nti nsem bebre asenti they say 5 years na na e ba be implement na premium no so ye be ma ho timetable na wo ma affect om kase ne health sector ne education sector obviously they say communication na anya adwuma science so ye de beba na teachers na hu say ye tra ho ne ka se ye twen aban na exams we twem a bia na sie say wasi fo wi omo dia na sie ne be say anya aban ama obi asori aka bi then ye tie kan if the exams ni wona ka teachers akọ striker as your schools no are closing it down mungo fie teachers resume a masaba eti aban no adwuma ye edusu ayesu fair wages and salaries commission edusu ayesu labor commission more handle but if you read the budget the government has brought out its position and policy say the senior person here no if they know the way normal kono 600,000 public employees and pensioners and a omo a payroll so na ye share they say the economy at 60% growth of revenue say even the account now share West Africa Monetary Zone limit now say about 35% I just say and then I cost do na yɛn solution is say ebetwin ebegya doma bi ato to bi anti ase yes adia no one say if that is your position and policy it means you have to discuss with those affected, especially two sectors, health and education. No more draw program timetable say near person, you know. If they say naba. But if they only hear it in the air, and also be ready budget no more ya. No one feel say man sorry ya. Mubeja omo hwa. And then omo time no be say yem hwe time ye mia abaya and mia Ghana nyina be come kase. Any time. And quickly no, oh Musa uncle back. Oh, and then Labour Commission say, "Mom, 1 week there's solve problem. 1 week they solve problem. No, it's government coming in to assure teachers say, timelines nini program nini nti. Yengina engine to ni who say ni aka no yebetuma na ni senior ni say. I think say teachers are reasonable people. If they have that kind of assurance, na enko say they be a council in this one. Then there will be some briefing space for government to be able to roll out what if all agreed to. Now, school for not to me when you're in relation, papa, na obia ho. It appears to say, since you know, acquired to say, one fa and your damn fam and answer, why any opa, near person in the Let me give you a quick example. Sir, crisis, a woman energy crisis and water crisis. But because it was very interesting. I see, or how electricity for Abani Fee say, meter. He chased them out of town. Or the deal of that guy's woman knows who about papa or Masumna. That is depend on my supply on my checking meter. A chain on my buy. I only hold on by install prepaid meter. Prepaid in there, a chair say, one hour, a son, I could to be a home. Water also the same thing. Or call post office 15 cedis. I for renting a post box, no. Or do I say I 30 cedis? We are carry and general. No, so come to call. If we are not careful, you make it impression. Be say the only way of being able to say, or so man, so you didn't so cast a membrane.
Sa baby I do.
Yes. If you say I'm running on my arm communication anchor, so now if fancy sana be this is how it will happen. A typical example energy sector. A timetable for load shedding. Say timetable go for say you man and you. Now how they are planning will be. Said you are not going to actually freeze them all when you are beno. What are you about 2 hours when you are beno? Or running factory when you are beno. And if you run things this way, crisis in there, it will come and come and come. Then others will have the impression, say, you see in this country, you will scar. See, you will scanner, you feel you see scanning here, dear, will be able to send them for me, chef, mammy. And because you can me check, me the more beer, I can say, will be any of the wrong coin or the bear. People would even have demanded for that because they think say some places be where you use scanning. For instance, you see assemblies. Assemblies, you kasa the assemblies in the outdoors. 216 is in I could do. Decentralization. And so why you careful. And you be about better assemblies I'm Africa. The Caribbean assembly. Number 2, electoral commission say the more assemblies there, mesomatic constituencies. Compare parliament say.
Ade munya baby intra.
Acquire marketplace.
Parliament adani dwem.
Me can be a ipa draw
Hey,
275. Man paying and see press call from parliament. Or see constitution or see when you be near mass ceiling to number of MPC being our parliament. But this was said last year. You can't well be anti. You can't say when say na Ghana crooked way and Mikey way. Some Mikey way. Can we afford 275 members of parliament? Say, decentralization. Is to say, so buying to this is the constituencies. any woman say. First, I call parliament, say parking, meals room, cafeteria, inside the chamber, who's a congestion. I'm sorry, crack a sound. Now, speaker, so you go so ya when you bet my, you go so ya when you bet my new officers at the CACM parliament. You read that. Yes, start.
You see, the Biabe County, so readjustment. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, some may be PPP no yard ketwa. For instance, Parliament started at the CAC jobs is under MPC. Now it's costing a number $32 million. They said I try $90 million.
Job 600.
Job 600. I'm telling you,
$90 million.
He's a member of Parliament. You can go and check. I try $90 million. Finishing go I see here by $13 to $15 million in their finishing.
Don't be so serious, your mama.
Yes, it's your mind. Until you to me can say a person and need to be young who's got the year. Why should it be 3 times the cost just within a short period?
What is say a binding Sikasemo? I say a binum be changing. Maybe I'll be
if we create that impression, that's what will happen. So be a gas or in a chefa. Yes, this you see, yes, will be our 1 million, assembly be our 1 million. 1 million, you can ya the guy assume say, him for no be any, I say, at assembly, my 1 million.
Seed money,
no. Ankoda.
Scan and coy.
So
this assembly common fan and coy.
Now, maybe why assembly June 2012 na inaugurate.
Clapping
South. June 2012 na inaugurate here. As we speak, so one for seed money in Nkoya. How do you expect them to run it? Nkoye. What we heard then at budget hearing say, 46 assemblies na create here. The council will be 1 million, so 16 million. Any other coy, 16 million. Initial 1 million seed money for infrastructure. 60 million at the coy, the beer inauguration. You cry my figure no. Into on the floor of the house, ranking member raises his issue. And a chairman of a committee, he used to be a minister at the presidency. And also, getting the idea inauguration, 100,000 each for assembly beyond on the inauguration.
You best turn your bow until the mammy call Aquinas one.
The summary is see, and to no money. Na ya mo bi anti asese sebi kakra ye wo no ye cha mo bi an sakane de ye sunson ye ho so ba ye ho so ye nya ye ho sika no de guo ye nya ye ho be hwe sector bia e ho problems and obi a no so fi so gi bi om no because this is my time.
Mani Aquinas sana oro se bunzu e kire mu se ne a ye hwehwe ye sika sam hwehwe no de say who ni say obi hu say binum didi chem binum de a and obi anso bepre say enye ye fa ne de ni chefa ma no odo de ka ho no na oyi sa ansem no ano sa na tie
me da se me chia o etefu nyina oya wose de mpemfu no waka wasen wose se osi unyanko ho a ito osi biem na wose hu da ite da osi hunem my brother, baby, odi asam odi ko wie na oyem asefim kakra.
Talk about local government, why you ma hoda ngwa. By deputy minister.
Yeah, baby, odi aden cafe no asefim kakra. Also and ono si there was the overspend 30 million and I overuse 30 million what they see offices
job 600.
Right now ono ko hwem we do 190 million. Yes, at least we do 90 million. I bet you be some of the Flagstaff house. I hear what this scene. And then also, sometimes, he's been in parliament. He was in parliament before, or parliament at Sana Meba. Like I say, second term. Oh, okay, you were a minister then. You were a deputy minister, but not in parliament. But at the end of the day, we don't have to, like, there say, onya or fakro, or you saw you were a beginning because Abra will be see Flagstaff house here. I know what kind of obo use.
But some more complaints.
No, maybe onye internet make there. Onye until at the end of the day, no. Sisiano, offices are every day, on your account every day, you can go and know how much they are spending. Because there is a committee the Flagstaff house. I miss a Flagstaff house, a job 600. Most more will be in at least. One way, but at least, and this will be what start you. was the one who can for 8 years one year she inti say one year she na obi wa bam no onwie but e kwhwe adwuma wa ye ho na master adwuma na wa ye ho it's almost about 90 I can say there it's about 90% complete.
No,
meba scanner some minim but in America there scanner some will say you at least or there iman pokra at least when you adwini po do ya ma emi na awu ye nya bibia ye adwuma hwe kwhwe ni bu ni ka ni bu techi ni person nyina agwa echi
so sir
the man what but nye dem na order nke ye wo offices are at least mu books me file bibia wo ho mu kwa organized file mu duwa minim there inyi Hansard Gua, you were fine. But at the end of the day, I think that was just by the way. As some year kind there, ibadzin ebeye, emanye itichafu, why then back to the classroom. Maybe wasn't some no one. I know them there. Most of the time, you know, they always want to land on their comfort zone. As some no the quad, where they basically push 1 or 2 or different. Yes, in I can we take career now or they try to because only some year can. Emi da ma kan de ye ba teacher for no chaw asam what's there enye se kan odi twasem ano na wode ka asam nti se asem bia esi na won akuma into won yema I believe that the best thing is to there wonyi aban tra ho labor commission or whoever won tra se na bibia ode wodi iyetu wadato aban bia anyi ho a obabado obey na dwende opedo say school call another school fu won you know opedo say ewa but oya ye bibia what's a area of nsan na wo so the area of in area in also rehwa at the end of the day we live in a small community at least the most small kind on the ho teacher ni bi so ho wa strike ramp ni baka ho bi and that kind of thing but me git there. So odu bibi today exams are timetable down like the whole West Africa exams now at the same time now or there maybe until the timing they wanted to hold you to some timing there no if you don't respond to them now it will affect the whole education system in educational system in the country. All I'm saying is government is showing good faith. Look, let's sit down. But before we sit down and talk, don't put down your tools. Oh, don't put down your tools. Go ahead and teach. And behind the scene, we are meeting your in painful whether you share in a yedihu like often then yedimu say ama at the end of the day no enya edwuma recordon oma impokruso onye wutina hon oye de onya nkwanhye de these people, even apart from all this, they are sitting down with us, and still they are going on speedy resolution of whatever problem or abra any pain kase no. Okay, there we share in the da. Most my nyama kon ramo hon the piano crew there one phone share one phone to nyama wani fair wages na de wonu won keshia na wonka. Emi meji there. Yes, a single spine maybe we could do now. Over there, we have to be very careful. There, say you're winning in a guma, you're winning in a gum.
But then, no, or be a more can one said. More catch so at the near 5 years, and so my yama see 98% for no so virtually everybody is on it already. In America, on phone one who I mean, if you in your politics, let me tell you, at the end of the day, no, say on agitation CBI there aka health workers no teacher education one you won't count another one what's in a one to one streamline in the year. It's the same thing. Say yeah, obisu bosor because I you benedi obisu bosor. As I say, until at the end of the day, it's a war. You may be all there, yeah. Na didn't to ho. Na yet to me, I migrate enough of the government workers onto the single spine. Akebi. Look, MGB today. Tell most of them. Yes, as some yes can what about you more? Or ya know what transcend worker obesipi. Until mapa a teacher from cho. Walk classroom now or charging in a home paying for because you won't over negotiating table no do. Until a wapa paying for would the teacher from winning. A teacher from can wage ma yes, so ye paying for a car. Say ye do baby, ye who there ya can 1 year. Now the man was started the workers ehu na yako strike.
I say, I mean, strike now, okay, no use or you. But at the end of the day, no mijiti there, we have to enter into the negotiation with good faith. Believe the government will do whatever you ask, and not all, but at least meet you halfway. The man sooner or there buying so position who there, it has to be flexible to accommodate whatever or about, but not. Sometimes tell most more there obia feel there scan odo genezi not call odo genezi wama police from odi why there beginning we should have gotten everything like laid out there. This is where like the premium the premium
market premium,
the market premium. This is the thing. At the end of the day, every teacher from PUSEC and I say like diploma,
college of education.
Yeah, college of education. Oma okita like diploma. The starting point in if you are 5 years in the system, this is how much you go. This is whatever. Until if we have all those that thing laid down now, I don't think we'll be having too much of problems. At the end of the day, if the thing comes, you throw it in, it just picks it up now. Yeah, they call. Until me, I mean, peda makasa bebro. Achaw na edeba pa ho because emi mu nua kakrebi bia o dey old school ma ofase old school obotwe on exams in the zaman ti say ya nhwe na ya kana asemi wensa da maso na mu nua o ye tichenyi se na ketwe no onye ye a munchia na oba wabegibi no da den other support enyama nti oye we have to just enter into a situation a win-win situation there. Oh, teacher fu yeni we share baby abanso we hu there enyada ordinary skin benya into sexual budget ni mo tell most more can budget ni. That's the main reason why we believe that we have to widen the task net so that yan find his skin na yenyina e check out also they say the skin na tua e kawa ebeska na benya eda ye impuntu juma yenye ske bia yefanye impuntu juma nti ode ye calculate nti sexual budget ya obaya we are looking at getting more revenue, raking in more revenue at least to make sure the single spinal is fully implemented at because say you obi mu hodi na anye obi mu hoda o say edidija way or the body or the nyibri no ordinam nti at the end of the day I'm not faulting the teachers as I say, but we don't always have to use strike actions to push home our demands. As I say, I believe there say abang or reasonable. I mean, obia nyimpa, obia have a feeling. At the end of the day,
because what kind of for statement on the abeto wantina, I almost say no ni baby akodru ni say almost pusu omo ho a abang na ko say okasa omumwa. The only way about me no better say no we do as man now no one can say it's a strike because almost start to issue red flags and say hey near cost you mo na mo kan say man obi enfio and then almost about
no but they've been meeting one can I don't think that Tewu or this will say that they've not been meeting. At least they've been meeting with the authorities in a way, but maybe they've not been able to like won't see as MBRP. I mean, we have to be very careful, as I say, because so Obia Soboko striker, then at the end of the day, we all go like the country will be at a standstill. And I don't think it's going to affect me alone being in government or whatever. It will affect everybody. As I say, Osande, yen yepede NDC, like yepede baby any Ghana kudun. But these are I always see this as checkered times that we are putting the this thing together. At the end of the day, no say what's a crew the honor and brunenim na into me samo ye a cycle on ye. At the end of the day, I believe there or the teacher for no so when ya abutari kakra na maponcho won tell most my president okay yes say letter no the president to trauma hona the obiti on can't president don't throw letter more there they should go back like the right communication won't go back na a tree why then in painful what would the musitin you to me at the BBR to ye fine strike action to drive home your demands. But I don't think that is the ultimate. Jojo.
Yeah, Kaseyana or Obiamwade, budget 2013, call
Paragraph
10 AP 248. Nina Fasemia Yekenya. Also, Mr. Speaker, despite the current pressures on the wage bill, the labor front has been fraught with agitations on aspects of the single spine salary structure, such as market premium and categories 2 and 3 allowances, which have further huge cost implications. The implementation of our interim market premium for the health and education sectors has faced serious challenges due mainly to the absence of market premium guidelines to guide the implementation of the market premium. However, plans are far advanced in the issuance of the market premium guidelines and will be issued soon. It is expected that the guidelines will minimize agitations on the market premium, which has restricted application, and provide a more objective basis for determining the market premium. Another area of concern is the standardization and rationalization determination of categories 2 and 3 allowances. Judging from the negative effects of rushing the implementation of the interim market premium, care would be taken not to rush the implementation of these allowances without first understanding a thorough review of the diverse allowance structure and its financial implications. We are therefore urging organized labor, our partners in development, to exercise restraint and continue to facilitate the review, rationalization, and standardization process. Mr. Speaker, going forward, the following measures will be taken to ensure the sustainability of the single spine pay policy, realign the elements of expenditure in the budget, and reverse the worrying trend of the public sector wage bill. 1. Consistent with the white paper on single spine pay policy, the single spine pay policy is to be implemented within a 5-year period. Therefore, aspects of the pay policy with huge implications will be spread over the 5-year period rather than rush the implementation. And the single spine pay policy is an all-embracing government policy that must apply to all ministries, departments, and agencies that are fully or partially on government budget, except those who are exempted by the Constitution or an Act of Parliament. Government will therefore speed up the migration of all MDAs, especially subvented agencies, onto the mechanized pay rule system and SSS, single spine, to ensure efficient and management of the pay rule of these agencies. But okay, can't cry.
Yeah, cost no.
No, but is it no? No, you were not on the floor. I mean, you spoke for about 25 minutes. Okay, no, I spoke for about 25 minutes.
Oh, no, 20 minutes. When you was just going through that, reading it aloud, you were still talking.
I wasn't talking.
Kept quiet. You landed.
I would not, because he wanted to read.
Okay, you go ahead.
I wanted to read.
Yeah, mommy.
You see, what can there, look, master, say Anton, we are about New Year. This is the thing. So you coming in, you know. Master, they were up, Master. Labor Union cannot say that they were not privy to the budget. They did pre-budget hearing with all those organizations. They know about this. As I say, you knowing about it doesn't mean that you agree or you don't agree, but they know about it. As I say, that is the main reason why maybe they decided to take the action this time, because they know about it. And this is a document that is widely circulated now. So it say, you won't bring it here. No, seriously. If you want to hide something, why do you bring it for everybody to read it?
I say. No, but you're
talking about teachers. Teachers always read. No, I was even about to ask you if whether you've been a teacher before.
Oh, much like
no, because the way Abraham TLM, I know say, but at the end of the
training college, university,
yeah. So at the end of the day, you realize teachers like to read. As I say. Because so I hear you grandpa go read every day. You read something. Every day you read something. When the thing is here now, that doesn't mean there. It was what the shame in bad faith. We want Ghanaians to understand the real situation, because Master Santon we yerba na ni nyamadu inti yerban ene ide guhan ye nyina na ode ye yakuru.
There's so much I say 5 years number spread the idea.
No, but you see, if you
Categories
look at
2 and 3 allowances.
But if you look at the white paper, that is what he says. the implementation should have been. We started in 2000 and.
See, why did you rush, as the budget said, to implement it? To say 98%. Home you know, a buy now turn around to complain it's a wage bill.
Yeah, so if you make a mistake and you say you rushed and you are frank, I mean, that's one thing. We always trying to push people to be lying. So the man is frank. Say, yeah, we rushed, and he agreed that we rushed. That is why we're facing this problem. They wanted the man to lie and say that, oh, everything is normal. You see, we have to encourage people to be telling the truth sometimes. Yes, you prepare your and you implement all this the single span. But now, let's encourage people to say the truth. But say one can cry now. No, opera can one way. Me want to cancel the whole. Into make that is the difference.
Mate, Orobiamwa.
That's it.
Yeah, fast men we are more way to find out.
Ghanaians are reasonable people. Teachers in so more reasonable. I'm sure, sir. They know. So it's the same way. Omukan and I buy no more kind. So I buy none also. I buy a sign. Makasu. I buy for Fraba. Me more time. No matter what, I'm on Tiasiana, a church room, yet my one only more dealia. The main issue is that we are not saying that they are hiding anything in the budget. What I'm saying is that I dream Ben a moon or more trans dream, a pop and a musi as an amortisade way share budget.
Also, me a pre budget here, Mama Canny natural.
Can national grants the basse, senior percent, more categories 2 and 3 in the area council. Wage bill across the expense no more penny. I don't think that as reasonable people. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
And they say you can tell somebody something. Say, look, this is what I want.
Let me speak.
And they, no, it's not.
You finish speaking.
They didn't agree.
What I'm saying is, say in Tiasia Juma. Me, I don't want to bring in politics, but part of this thing is politics. Why not any Chromana? Why then him say? We were going all over the place campaigning, say, single spine. Yenny Ababaye, say, so, Bukofe, go for payroll, say. When he knew very well, say, at a point in time, no, now was say, Mutupian, somebody be out to 2 years. You are not saying so a mistake now, a mistake, that is not the issue. You were parliament, and I'm minister for social employment and social welfare. Then, honorable Itimensa, or say, at the end, I am ready for single spine. Obi our crowd play to be out the buy a best. That's what he said in Parliament. The single spine salary structure. No, you will be bring your plate for the meal to be served. Meanwhile, issues be brave. And the campaign can be brave. At the end of the day, no problem. No, we are now compounding it because you are now realizing, say, why your mistakes be brave. And it's for the emphasis now we place on say, go for salary, yeah, be a one but the issue was rationalizing it. Be also order. And now you say a group of workers say, hey, now we don't want to do most in the end, so you pay there. And I make say, I want to be convinced, say, now this year budget, you were able to inform these groups to say, yeah, no, also would you too. So, my young too. And I'm going to master team compromise. Now the Kushima. This is the effect that we will have.
Very well. Yamon Tofa.
Enjoy me there. What's there? Nankasa Suji to me there. 98% of the workers have been migrated. 98%. No, maybe about 98%. No, in Jabuki man, I can't. It's only the AJZ. But for the 98% have been migrated. Master, we have only 2% left. Not there abandon why you be. And I make a day. Yeah, seriously.
Master, politics now.
No, even politics. Because by that time,
turning around to hunt you.
It's not like we'll be the politics. Majority of the workers then were on single span. 98. No, it's a 98%. No, 98%. The 2% is the one maybe. No. Some of them are on strike now.
No. That is what they.
No, but no can budget here. Nya no crown say the only na to crown. Ya can standardization, rationalization. Say no huge your friends and wage implications.
No, on
a market. I crowd no crowd
at the end of the day. So we want to say that people are not taking the single spine. People are not earning salaries based on the single spine. They are. They are. In America, there some things. If you don't do implementation, how do you get to know where the rough edges will be for you to strengthen them up? That is why they gave you 5 years. So these 5 years, definitely you find problems from the beginning. But as time goes on, by the 5th year, you know that you have a proper laid down SSSS. I say, in the necessary trainer I implement. You might not know where the faults will be coming from. But right now, they've started where the faults are. We are now gathering them and make sure that by the 5th year, on its implementation, it will be perfect for everybody to enjoy.
Now what you have Adom TV you side and 7 bro strike a teacher for a strike home comedy you so de bro no text messages back you know about nafi yenye kratom na yen to ankomo aka so kaba ask Honorable Aquinas for me how many times does he expect teachers to complain before they will fix their problems. Kojo Usudi Fikumasi in the brain. Kaba tell Honorable Aquinas that he collected huge rent allowance and salaries. Now teachers are also want their part. He shouldn't complain. You cried in your peanut. James Inwa and the brain. Kaba, I have been observing you for some time and you classify the NDC as evil. Hey, me ma classify NDC as evil. Ghanaians are watching Sadiq Boase. Which one of you will allow his child to become a teacher under this poor working condition? Kaba, why did you stop teaching? Teach you out of the brain. Teacher, Obia Jaya the chair for various reasons. Me as I have better can need to Jaya the chair. Juman move the name Koyi. Can't you yet?
Comedy, my teacher for be
or some also say parliament teacher for be so watch that.
Oh, be national service.
To be honest, watch that.
National service.
I don't know we want them.
I've been those times in after 6 form, no, after A level, you do national service.
We more apply. Now won't call
then after university, we had 2 years national service. But who second in Labon second?
Let me say, yeah, and I'm time in A level 1 year national service.
Kaba, or say,
and over 2 years.
I was in Lagos.
You. Kaba, in fact, teachers are not regarded at all. Come to LMLE. Baby cry, better na cry. Why a din there, my staff common room, we don't even have it. No, they are about, or say MPs took fast salaries, the president and ministers took fast salaries. Teachers want their portion. You are complaining, we will take our pound of flesh. This MP, share. What is he asking? That we should go back to the classroom? Look, Kaba, they are enjoying their share. We too, we want our share. Badwam somebody fit tepa. And on the brain, quality education, NDC promise. Now teachers are on strike. We will punish you. ET Mensa in what? And on the brain. Or text messages 1760 and an email kaba@joinline.com. You didn't crack to Sima. Ya ba. You beko Jerusalem and I go Jerusalem and who some in same be na Justice Pega. Nanado and William. So share down. Yet also obedient more Adom TV ora osaibu nso amu amrashibejani ndi ma ekwapim south and afi Aquinas kwansa amrashibejani ndi ma fansaman na eguso aye ne omo ewo efidie mu ha afi no adwene a ye de strike de na akwakugu afi ye beko Jerusalem na ye kwakohe se ne hote ne Yesu Kristo ba bi obae ye wo nu wu ye yesie no anaso ye bakobọ mpae a na eho asema be bebrebe say mampani no mkushia ya asofo se musumo nkwa munkam ye ntwam na asofo ebie epie ba abontene bisa wo no na akira koye se sese no asofo no bise wo munim ba bia sika no free ba imo mampani so kire se ya nkurankura bi na opeso de boa na kontukurunkurun etimi koso enkasa ni nyina akoba se presby sofo pon osofo ye Emmanuel Mate kire se sika no yema bi kura no a homosexual for sika na evil sika ye nko na ono kura no de onyi ni se meka ne ade a amban kura ye disika boa no ye ntwam ye hie sika de ye nkane ni nsuo ni suku sem teacher for strike ye se ye boa mamanfo akontu kronkron na no na nam so mekuo bi so asore se presby moderator ne kasa ye no wan kasa yi untimi nkasa ye ntwam ana so untimi nkasa ye homosexual for sika ni ade esanse na se hu nyina so bia anim ekuo no ye frɛ omo Citizens Governance Network say president moderator must be called to order. Just pegade no so wo ho Adodankwa Akufo-Addo wono na afi nipa aso e friend William Adodankwa Akufo-Addo nipa kro no a anaso obi na wakogina ba bi no ofo obi din so ono opani akwana skansa yemfa Jerusalem kontukrunkron ne hyase sa asemi ni ba bi a ababeduri ade na bentwe mane ho nto no
nche aba wa President Toba asofun so wo hwe na oye ya wo se ochirifun na no akamakam nti once a ochirifun na no akamakam so wo hwe na oye ya let's we mean there definitely ntum if you're a Christian community na the Christian community no they don't all of them don't hold one allegiance to like a particular place to the Muslims know whether you are a Sunni Muslim or you are Ahmadi or whatever, they all go to Mecca because that is where they all believe in. But Christians, me, I'm I was raised in a Catholic home. My father will always be dreaming about going to Rome. That is where they are looking at. And at the end of the day, you see somebody too, the Anglicans too hold their tithe where? In England. It will be very difficult to say that all of them are going on a pilgrimage in Israel, I say, or Jerusalem or whatever. But I believe it was a good call. I mean, like I would love to go to maybe Jerusalem or Israel, not for maybe to go and pray, but I would like to go and see things like on tourism purposes there. Oh, this is where Jesus, Hannah Moses, or this is what I mean. Just for me to put meat to the biblical stories that I've been reading, but I don't mean seriously. I don't know the Genesis. Whoever is into that kind of thing, but I believe that the kind of I listened to the man on your program. I mean, and I believe, say seriously, me. I believe he didn't wankasa ye. I mean, for also because you don't have to like speculate. As I say, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But don't say if you way more, say if you way more. You don't have to put names to groupings and that kind of thing. What kind of frustration? No, what kind of frustration? Master, what kind of frustration? Do they know the kind of money people put in their offerings? Do they know that maybe in their churches they have armed robbers who go and rob people? No, I'm coming. You have the right to question, but not the way he did. As I say, me, I was shocked. Seriously, I was shocked that nothing is by force. Just take a hike. No, but if he said all those things now, I mean, I believe that because of that they should even Master, you can't do that. You can't say that. Once, how many percent of your people are Muslims in this country? You can't do that. If the Christian community are not one, they will tell you that they are one. As I say, because let me tell you, I believe that we Christians, we have to rise above so many things. So, because the Christian community, we tear down each other more than tearing down the whatever. We all have to be one and fight against the evils of the world. You will see one pastor bashing one pastor bashing one pastor. They all say they are worshiping the same God. As I say, and it's creating. I mean, it makes sometimes. The Christian front, it sometimes or a funny kakra, as I say, because we all believe in one thing. We all believe that Jesus Christ died for our sins. As I say, if we believe in that, then we all have to have one faith and be going forward. But if you go and stand, these people are saying this. These people are saying this in the Christian world, though. I mean, definitely, there's no way we can get a consensus on anything. They are coming in with a prejudiced mind. I mean, I believe the Obinori and Adi, not say, oh, me to amamu. You just decide who goes. Master, I don't know.
You know.
No. Seriously. No, let me tell you what. Abai regional minister Abakasa. There, it's not government is not paying. The president also said it. So who am I not to believe him? Because I know my president is truthful. And I say that one that one I don't know who is paying, but Aban President Nakasa we don't work there. And yeah, Aban no rutia. I say, Master, yeah, now we've done promotions before. Don't you know people called anonymous contributors and that kind of? They do it. Any motu major market okay. MPs, me for MPs 4. Yeah, call Israel. Yeah, share. Maybe obi wo no pedeo. People, let me tell you one thing. That is why sometimes we don't develop our tourism. That is why we don't develop our tourism. And Ghana Tourist Board one day can sit down and say that, look, we are paying for another. Somebody will just be at the corner and say that, look, I want to create this thing in this country, like Israel. I want to make this. Why don't I bring the Christian community from one area to come and see, so that when they go back, even the experience alone is like selling the Israel concepts.
Hey.
No, as I'm making into myself.
No.
That is what is happening. No. What I'm trying to tell you in there, look, maybe I want to build a very huge, let's say, a hotel, casino, everything in maybe Cape Coast. As I say, what I do is before starting the program, I can know. In this world, which people like gambling, maybe the Chinese and the Americans. On my way, to make a friend Chinese.
Don't call Las Vegas.
No, I won't take them to Las Vegas. I will bring them down here to Cape Coast for them to have a feel of Cape Coast. As I say, the kind of things around. They would like to do what? Come back. Oh, but you will spend the money. Me, the investor in my own country, I will spend the money to bring people in. And I mean, there are so many ways people can come in and help in such programs. As we have in America the Obaba out say whatever they say they want to know whoever is sponsoring that thing. Who are those? Who is the person? And I believe you see, sometimes you as a leader you don't have to show bad faith. If I'm sponsoring something, I say, hey, look, I don't want you to mention my name and that kind of thing. Fine. That is the deal. I want to sponsor some people on a pilgrimage. If you last see Hajj, Yahu Chiri, the presidency or vice president, then everybody know in Saudi they gave us some free flights. You remember? As I say, they helped us. They came in fine. Maybe that one we knew the source. Say it was coming from the Saudi prince. Some Saudi prince is helping us out with one or two things. But at the end of the day, if what's the one called Israel? What's the one called Chino Chano? 9. At the end of the day, we are not forcing anybody to go. Is the government forcing people to go?
My point in this is,
it's the Christian community that is divided. Half want to go, half don't want to go. It's not the government that want to trim or not to trim. At the end of the day, this is the thing. Somebody is giving you a package. I can select you there. I will pastor you. That's why I treat it to you, the Christian community. Into one can say, "Want to monya double corner is or don't call it to double call is the home baby skinny fees to the man." At the end of the day, I say they should forget it. And I mean, one can share in Procrono the unfairness can you be.
Every year, some person if you were no. But the whole idea about this, me that say, but your me and you
Kaba, if you say, maybe I will say. Any ahokyere a ɛwɔ mu no anka nye we na ɛwɔ sɛ nka dominate discussions in airwaves ni normal na ne nyinaa fi aban no na amase ya aba newspaper bi na break story no say aban say was secure sponsorship $2 million na wɔn de asɔfo ne Christians pilgrimage ɛwɔ Israel Jerusalem. People no running China buying back out say and yet 2 million 600,000 na a sponsorship philanthropist in the first place nipa or choose a letter or invite a sophone a sorry for no or cho letter no or state protocol letterhead so or brand on your Minister of Foreign Affairs is a free anchor or cho was only coordinator as to say coordinator of your mama campaign and as a coordinator of the trip, no.
Yeah, but within the context, no coordinator for the trip.
Coordinator for the trip. He was a caretaker deputy minister at local government.
Sure.
By the time I was signed, I nominated as minister
of sports
for youth and sports, and now we're converting cry. That is the record. Our converting cry. Ibn Ghazi had been sworn in, but I mean check it date. And I will use to state protocol letterhead. A honey first controversy, no. because state protocol under foreign affairs unye adwuma foreign affairs unye director wo ho aban so a secure sponsorship chief of staff ni office wo ho foreign affairs ministry e wo ho so mo na mo pese mo chro use state protocol letter they could have used it ukoye and the first controversy by up to now. Never.
This thing.
Never
this
would
thing.
I have written
anything. No. Listen, let me tell you.
Somebody's letterhead.
Abra. No, let me some question. Abra, wanye Omanebo ama coordinator for the CAN 2000. At the end of the day, during that time, he was nominated as the minister for communication.
But he was also deputy minister.
Deputy
minister. Youth and sports.
No, Mibao.
Yes.
As youth and sports.
Yes.
You see,
He was also deputy minister.
Yeah, but you see, you realize there. If you are program no force under state protocol.
Who example no
okay. Maybe No. Any example no.
What as he has said, Omani Buhama was still in the ministry when he was made a coordinator for the tournament in South Africa. That's number one. So apart from the government announcing officially, say this is the coordinator, no, he was still the caretaker role, and he could have written on their letterheads. But when from one ministry to another, watch. First controversy. Second controversy, no. 2 million, also 600,000. O check in power, they 200. Number of days, airfares, Nega Kahuna, 600,000 ebebo. Second controversy. Third controversy. Why not air sponsors are no? Why don't you want anybody to know?
Anonymous contributor.
Osofo on him there or your penny, or say, obisi or dobeko baby. So the point they call you, no, but say, nipa ade me koye no say na nsubanti and source ni nia why gu n'anim ase kaba I mean uti hoyi we host program the whole Ghana worldwide you are known if you should come out and say somebody very controversial has sponsored you or any trip we be there we bra dey ko na oni nipa ko dey woko that is what they are saying ebi dem say me dey me interested because ahuchira by nipa ko so be sponsor don fan ko ebi foforo they are right. If you don't say, sir, open me consider crime. I mean, who ni back this caneba? That is his right. And the on crowd confederate can say, sir, pilgrimage now, abiding who shame no, abiding. It's his opinion. If I were to say the same thing, I can say, "Oh my, want me afford do na say agree on ho." Now we are so for be a titi wa.
If you don't bet me a triaco
10 times. Why would you even go and see sponsorship for him? Waste of priorities ni misplacement of priorities ni waste of resources because abani adwin ho no o person o yourself papa o so for say me conditions ni o timi meet ya asem na asem ko at the point of ko share president no kura no it's be overshadowed
national thanksgiving and prayer service
go for say na ka ho asem obi e ka Jerusalem ho asem because e we interview omo no interview obi a interview omo bia no Jerusalem no mbisa omo Emma president agasa abamu bi say president nso bebe hu PR ansa na normal akoyie why are we in all this first 3 months of your administration is this your preoccupation and they say ochia say that they be out na baba PR ho it doesn't speak well of us so for me sha so for titi ho ya now because na o gbin omo ho apes sponsorship am ma ko Jerusalem now ntiase na me ntiase and no matter about I got you say yeah that's it. This is not time for it. One group has said it. Why do you go on to say mo dey money here me say o ma dey ama omo. No, I don't think that we have handled this matter well. And the more I can rationalize, the more even within the government and this, they are divided.
How?
How? Oh, you'll be surprised. And Herald will be who's a Herald pro NDC. Go and read Herald editorial. Herald editorial. One condemn the whole process and condemn even the minister for using the letter of state protocol. Herald and I read it, and you were wondering, say, hey, pro government people 100% of the time, no, they are pushing government agenda, no. To me, devote to editorial attacking the government on this matter, and there are a lot who may in private also complain, but they will not want to come out. Why have you put yourself in all this? That's all. I mean, if you are not careful at the end of the day, no, remember, muntem ni aso funtem kra ayebasa because we can I just say, any for who I'm family. Next time, don't come and even call me because of this simple thing could have been addressed. But Ramanaye shrouded in secrecy and controversy say obiara person atwene ho because the public was watching and people were asking questions say hey is that the priority for you or so for no crowd so I buy them sponsor amount of Jerusalem what sorry what out na what tycoons no man ba sorry no okay that tycoons in churches if anybody wanted to sponsor a pastor or 10 people in a church to go to Jerusalem even in the church they will have those people. Njẹ́ na buy we ya who travel and tour agent na we do who.
Any asofo ni bikasa no a omo support some be kono. One say over the period bi ho omo ankasa omo akobida. But because of terrorism Israel ni Arab forces and semi adinti no. So one ankasa otu hu se okwa ya na omo face challenges so. Nti omo hia government cover. Te se nia yenu nkramfo eko Mecca ya aban emom sa cover and se nia be ya there's a protection.
Why not? Say, Mecca a government to government. Here, ambassador was Saudi Arabia. Now, Juma Kasi, I was all no say do Hajj so. Saudi Arabia won't be sorry because you need government backing and cover. Nothing wrong with that. But say, Uber Janka person okwa. So okay, the only thing is say yes, so I think channel. Your person who say why na yes ade we na fa so be no benya free mu na next time no favor be na wakọ pay free aban ho
nipa na sponsor no o din sorry ka say menya $1 million
na me dey ma aban so on fa nkofo ntu kwan die no obenya free mu for good governance purposes no nipa na o yes ade no die no benya free mu we no aba say mo ma me contract say na me fa ntimeka mo ma me contract say ma bo aban ho ka. For all these reasons, no, open transparency. Like I said, as soon as you know, one mark you offer, no. These are the terms, these are the conditions. At the end, they facilitate. Now something that's some call. Now, basically, over a month, that's what cause ask me sponsors is doing any more. Doesn't speak well of whoever is running this thing.
One more case Professor Mate, in case of kind say homosexual fusika.
Oh, me maintain. Sa subject is very touchy, especially Solomon Semini Baba Muno. Into case be a gay for a sponsor. He wants to say, me, I will not be interested in ever hear anywhere say gay crowd in $1 can't start tripping home. It's better me.
No, that's already gay name. That is that kind of me. That is the kind of no, seriously.
What are you talking about? Say you took collection. You took collection.
Board is going on. Who is giving us this
guy to who you need baby as free.
Tight. Or something that was say who be your tight if you tight is between you and your God.
Yes.
And yeah between you and the church.
No, and you're tight in America. I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about offering.
You and your God.
I'm talking about offering. I'm not talking about
I'm sorry there. Abana sorry no abe my offering. After no abe say we go be him say when him say gay.
No.
When him say I'm robber. But why you saying you are attaching my name to such a trip? I want to know who is behind it.
What are you talking about?
No one can win here.
No, master, what are you talking about? No, and you me is there
minister out way. Would you just hope so be about say who director aba minister nya sponsorship yes here the Texas for a program. And you don't want to know who's bringing the money? As a minister, I don't
I'll definitely know.
Of course, so they are entitled to know.
No, so if you are entitled to know, just ask your question and leave. Don't be. No, seriously, that is my problem because you don't know who is in your church. No, you don't know who is in your church. No, me,
speech.
No, I understand you.
Syria call a speech record, also for the Mokasa.
No, as someone can know to you know, Ebasa, you show a double face.
Double face,
because you the same person. You don't know who is in. No, Opege when you say gay one, sorry man, and again.
Oh, gay, sorry man, they will be preaching against gay. If you preaching out, you now oh sorry, I'm gonna tell you.
You have gays in your church. They give you, they contribute money for your upkeep. When they won't say,
you are speculating.
You are speculating. I'm not speculating. So it's the same way he was trying to speculate here. What kind of
man identity now? The way you know, master. He was mad. He was mad. You could have said. You could have said other things are more serious. Ebia cocaine dealer. Ebia arm robber. He could have said all those things. If you don't give him the source, that is the implication. And go back to Bankasa. What is preventing you from saying, say, as soon as see when you're in a company here, or say, on the Yamis Summon or the Bay, Yaman or the Bay, it is called the actual say, Yampe Christopher yɛn fɔ ɔmo nkɔ sɛnea yɛde Muslims kɔ hajj no. What is wrong with that?
If you go to his church and you say that you are an anonymous person, but you are in the church, you want to buy him a car.
Citizens Governance Network.
What do you are there with? How can you be anonymous?
Yeah, but here's the Sabeka Omni say Osofopon Professor Marty. One first apology no mu demand na ma didn't be see.
Oh, she need to say that also one can't tell says can if you out to me it's the same thing.
Until the tomorrow we know.
No, yes sir, but at the end of the day sometimes we try to play double standard in this country.
It's also for a double standard no.
But master, you look, let me tell you, if you lead a flock of people, you know you have all kind of people within you. As I say, if you lead me, if you are a pastor, you should know that maybe in your church there might possibly be an armed robber in your church.
Which is wrong. If you know, you should turn him over to the police.
No, you see, I say,
there
will possibly be. And can sorry, man, Obi back, yeah, sorry. Obi to be for Obi back, and then the first sorry them. Everyone that day. So that is what we don't have to. Just prejudge people there.
It's a controversy.
Let me see there. Emi chifu na no aka. Chino chano.
How do we achieve first
man? Mama me citizens for no ho. Osmano guarantee una ye kwachirefo a we Citizens Governance Network akwa ba.
Da meje so opinion.
Ohuna mu boko de.
Ebi adade.
Na Mose Professor Emmanuel Mate, Presby moderator. So I'm patcho say and someone will can ever haji ntwamu ne de homosexual money ni ade more than 48 hours. Ade asemo.
Me patcho na kwesini say in some opinion de to dwa no wanye ni because clearly no the current issue at stake no. It's regarding government sponsoring or facilitating pastors to Israel. Now, MSM for any government meeting, they should have focused on that issue. Now, when they say, yeah, Reverend Marty or Becca say government should stop sponsoring Muslim pilgrims to Hajj. One can ye. And I think your issues regarding Hajj, you better say, you are best share opinion for. Within the Muslim communities, no. Now we're not much to agree and son or about out in the public domain, say, or Becca Bibisa. Then, no. First of all, why not catch a Reverend Martin say government sponsor Hajj? What can you say information ever here? Into the same do one now and share him the cray woman and what's their own custom them.
And the cressa are buying sponsor Hajj. Osman.
Yes, sir.
And the cressa are buying sponsor Hajj.
I buy a facility, a tom rebia, a financial challenges, I buy a chimipua, and financial challenges, a background I buy in the Zikapua Muslim community, and after I had a board no crampona. In some cases, no, they refund the money. Well, in the issue, a bit complicated. And Jina Anka was opinion, and this is the one son of our that's the more the 2 days. And to the same Osman guarantee the much matter than no can one can he, and it's generating very, very huge controversy in the Muslim community. Well, in to say buy a catch or withdraw statement, you know. Just say yeah, in terms to the test or the benefit you or non casa.
Otherwise, yeah, busy.
It's not a threat per se, but there is a word of caution. Say Roma Jim, why when we say Mra, Juma. Then moment wow, you are inciting violence. What can they be the obvious one of my gender? In the end, trying to say the Christian Council of Ghana, the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, the other religious bodies, no woman catcher, no withdraw statements. No withdraw statements now, I calm tempers of people who are agitated and frustrated. No man, no.
I don't know if you I don't know.
Now, opinion say if you have a government should withdraw sponsorship of Hajj, you know. To me, then now the casa. And now, in same ben out here now the casa. And now, when they catch a government sponsor Hajj, yes, government has our private body for Hajj, you bought, you know. And moment, it's not entirely a Muslim view of the Hajj, you know. Government letting the sponsor. In some cases, no, pilgrimage in Akazakazano, almost come Mutia. And to us, we realize that the peace of the country is very, very paramount. And here, China is our withdrawal statement in Tampa, na Emma Niema, and Kuye Mayena.
Yo, Oswano guarantee that Sinano pay or Chichimodia Bre Citizens Governance Network. Yo, yeah, that's a papa. Yeah, moving on quickly about messages back you know about so Ghanaians can be lied to, but not all of us. But let all of us be in the known that God is an all-knowing God. If people would want to lie about the actual purpose of the pilgrimage, it will bear no fruition even when it comes off. The truth always shines brighter even when people want it covered. Kobe, if you UDS wa campus on the brain, or say Kaba, good morning. Monsieur Dunketia, sometime sorted pastors now they want to sponsor pastors to Israel. Hey, omungo bompa mo mana shefo kwekweje dan so edifia menfi. Kaba, please ask the Aquinas whether there was no meeting between the government and the teachers. Who asked the teachers to wait for 6 weeks? What about the huge money he even collects every month as part of his salary? We need our money. And yes, sir, classroom de yenko. Kofi Kum, Edifiman Kesim. I agree with the president moderator. They should tell the pastors the source of the money, or else. For Christ's sake, let us live together in unity and share ideas on how to move Sehi in Ghana for rather than calling for war. Papa ni mobile phone Sehi also. I don't talk to now. Again, I'll say again, some pastors are noted for honesty. Today, some pastors are questioning where the money is coming for the trip. Kaba, ask them whether they know the source of the offertory their members give in church. Pastor Joel in Kumasi, also the NDC has committed a big mistake by then. Kaba, if one of our Aquinas does not know the source of the pastor's sponsorship, then the NDC almost to crown one person be transparent. James Inwa, what at all do the MPs do to deserve such huge salaries? Are the teacher for the Yenipa, Josie, and all their brain? Or see, oh, Motherland Ghana, he found the echo, Joe, you know, that. Kaba, instead of the NDC recruiting some so called teachers to campaign under the single spine, they should have educated teachers on the inherent problems that they were likely to face. Today, we are back to square one. Nana in Achimdan or the other brain. Not all Muslims go to Mecca. Ahmadis goes to Pakistan. Really? Kaba, can organize party, can you organize a party in your, can you organize a party in your home when there's a funeral in your house? Idebi keke ben in ho. Kaba, please tell Honorable MPP, that he is more than a good teacher. Stephen Kase. Kaba, monthly subvention for police have been reduced to 1/3. And I feel say Kaba, I love you and Anaya Nemomuno. Also muja kochira di anka Badwam. And I have go training college. One time okra si enu ojane ye. Ejumana di papa.
Back to classroom project.
As you ever see na me pacho Honorable Obiamwa o a lawyer. Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo. William Adodankwa Akufo-Addo. Why name personality why?
Well, come on, I said, you say because you gave any fee. And Abrofra, when you took room, honey, or more tiaman, and now Mutini, a cosono. What's Uncle Food on what Tom, Papa? Adewe, Arisaka. So William Crona was not now doing impersonating. Uncle Fanimra, near who difference a womb. Okwa, be a ramity, a lawyer be our so on war. You book done our film. There was a certain John Ahoy. As I say, oh, yeah, at Ahoy. There was a certain Andrew Butchie, our Equisi Butchie. If there was a certain William Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, no, see William, no matter what you baby, say, Mumfrem and now Adodankwa Akufo-Addo. And also, as me could be caught. Nay, na, cake, maybe two way. ye bomb esu we soccer na say am say ye Andrew bi na dey to me
Andrew
anga abeti anga andiamu na go bi abefra me papa na asese adi no ye no twidin say ono baby ofino ya himfi nti odi osa ebunsu to me so nti ene amane amenya maybe we should rise above these things. It's unfortunate say retired Supreme Court judge should get involved in all this because you know you ain't see she or see chambers the cry papa ne ya what training go for and closing down lawyers egumi na no you form to baby some lawyer. How can you even advance your argument this way? I think that adwene da yeso nya sa adwene bi ni nti the more akasa ho no ahwe kra na akokasa tia opanyin or panyin or Supreme Court judge panyin wa call retirement so say go I say or that so friend who Supreme Court judge no kra so amount for say ono so impersonate we be na kofa nsem bebre aba. Let's just ignore it. The William is Nana, that is all. Okwa or year first degree a cons never ho William Adodanko Ekufuado or they call Oxford never ho we was son or by they call 75 sardine or we see they say no say Africanization may William Nefiswa and no who cake kaka and now paying back on Kujeto. What's me some Kujeto? Also no on this some Kujeto or the Samuel Kujeto. Also the Samuel Kujeto. No one I say what short and some Kujeto. Does it mean say it's not one and the same?
Say Okukra Canadian. Now, but as someone I've been say Sanetia. Say be also Odi Andrews na e papa say there be info say bonso amwa. E be na the right from the word go or certificates ni ade nyina no. Say ayo say bonso amwa. Now the William na chire say fraud na on cause so affidavit. Na what me a contest for elections and Nana Danko Kufuado. What you say we a lawyer. Ni enkohe General Legal Counsel. Na why you know William a.
Waka just on so affidavit. Waka. Me boy back up. Me ba you go no. Me papa me ka say papa man din. Papa man no say tutu amwa. That ko yetu ana me say say tutu amwa papa tutu ekra. And the other you need junior and the MP junior. We just made advert in the graphic. Say we as parents, we now wish that our son or say to Amwa be known as Osebo Zamwa Junior. That was the end of the matter. Or they say to the start in school. Who come met na or who knew the friend or say to. But after some time, no, a advert of graphic in the case. Yes, it's an idea. As I didn't where you saw
court.
It's where you court.
Manku who
in court. So I didn't where you saw the affidavit. Junior. We just made an advert in the paper say all documents. Now we are lawyers. All documents are valid. We are
lawyers.
Obi warrior. Harriet Esiedu or warrior is or Harriet Amwa or Koyo warrior no advert or graphic him. Say
Mra Sana see no.
Me say as I speak now, I don't even know the process that I went through. But you can't sit here and assume say our friend who na do danko Kufuado nti why impersonate or impersonate why that impersonation that impersonation
Aquanas yen ni enko ni time aso
wo da so from Aquanas ade chi na from na be ya kwansa why
impersonation bia emi mom seriously
why impersonation
them zoro kodu nyina me feel the no
much ado about nothing
but papa need to court me nyim there I don't know me nyim there nanado or the whatever
document
or on phone call or do kwa obohu say waso affidavit but the problem is the affidavit or had CCR but if the impersonation thing comes in till I mean we believe there's the impersonation thing comes in if you have somebody another living person but so honor but that's why honor so or the omodina oh yeah of also affidavit.
After how many years?
Because it depends. It depends. No, not after 35 years. So, master, these are the little things. I mean, if you look at my birth certificate, what woman is all the time?
It didn't also.
Oh yeah, Thomas. Because there's no Aquinas without Thomas. That is one thing people don't know.
Saint Thomas Aquinas.
Because the name is Thomas Aquinas. So the name was Thomas Aquinas. Combinate we Aquinas. Long thing. But Abraham, the only certificate I could from after birth certificate, it's my O level. Into more secondary school form 3, I decided to drop all those names and just go with only to Aquinas Kwanzaa. Simple.
David.
No, Tio. No, because one said that was my first school certificate that I got. So
from then do school.
Because I do form 3 na me common entrance.
Okay.
Until me form 4.
Do certificate.
That be
form 4 certificate.
How the menya form 4 because no, manya hall. No, until elementary school form 3 na me but at the end of the day no I have the Thomas and the Kobna and the Tevia, they are all in there. But I decided to go with only Aquinas Tevia Kwanzaa for a very long time.
But how do you time but a binum says a Supreme Court massum because a Kobasa and went to the no,
in the cartoon or dispatchment. Say Hamatan pusa obake the this no aka for Hamatan and what
ayo
Sir John make the this no aka for Hamatan.
Okay, Saint Thomas Kobna Eteria Aquinas. Fasman Rashibe Jani and Andrews was able to amwa. Miss Midini Joseph Echampo Asariba for the Kojo Kanwa. Nobody's impersonating me. I'm impersonating myself. You're going to have a Wisconsin University for her. You're waiting come here.